Geno Auriemma takes subtle dig at SEC coaches as tournament debate heats up. While the NCAA world is preparing for March Madness, conferences in it have been busier talking about their grueling schedule. As always, the SEC leads that conversation. Being one of the toughest conferences, the team knows what they are up for. Still, many coaches are not happy. Of course, a schedule can ultimately affect their chances to go into the big one. Amid all the bedlam, one of the most tenured head coaches out of stores, Geno Auriemma, has given his verdict. You play in your conference for a reason, Auriemma told the media ahead of the Big East quarterfinals against Georgetown. It's like, this is my neighborhood. Why live in a tough neighborhood? Well, then you should move, and you'd have an easier path, right? Who gives you a right to play for a national championship when you can barely finish 0.500 in your own league? Isn't the national championship a reward for having a great year? It's not a reward for playing in a great conference. Hey, we're an NCAA tournament team. Really? You're 14-13? You're lucky you made your own conference tournament. Auriemma has spent 41 years at UConn. Apart from seeing the highs and lows of being in the business, he has also experienced what changing conferences feels like. The Huskies were the original Big East founders, but moved to the AAC in 2013 after the formation of the new Big East. However, they returned to the conference in 2019, having to pay $10 million in buyout fees and wait 27 months, according to the bylaws, along with other difficulties. For one, Auriemma has made his mark in both conferences. So, for him, it all boils down to the teams and not the conferences. Some conferences. What was their record last year in the NCAA tournament? Go check out what their record was in the first and second rounds, he added. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. Just saying, I just think sometimes people put too much stock in what conference you're playing in, what your record was, who you played against, and all this other stuff. The teams Auriemma is subtly referring to include Tennessee, which finished 8-8 in the conference and 16-13 overall after a 7-game losing streak, including a loss to Alabama in the second round of the SEC tournaments. The other team is Ole Miss, which also finished 8-8 in the SEC, but 23-11 overall after a loss to Texas. Interestingly, coaches from these programs have come up with their own complaints over the season. Do Caldwell and Coach Yo's complaints have a basis? Yeah, I do. Kim Caldwell said when asked if Tennessee deserves to make the NCAA tournament. I think we've played the hardest schedule in the country. I think the majority of that came in February, but we have significant wins, and I think that we hope to get in. Ole Miss Rebels boss Yolet McPhee-McQueen took it to another level, suggesting the SEC shouldn't even have a conference tournament to begin with, because all we do in the SEC is beat each other up. And if you look at the history of our league, we always have anywhere from 4 to 5 to 6 teams in the Sweet 16, because this is a really good league. But we're in here fighting night in and night out. The major metrics for NCAA tournament spots rely on the net rating. It weighs the strength of schedule, bad losses, wins above bubble, among 9 other factors, to finalize the at-large teams. Last year, the Big Ten set the record for the most teams chosen in the